watching Mid-Morning this Monday. A CDC panel meets tomorrow to talk about who should get the coronavirus vaccine first. This is, of course, once one is approved.
With all of the positive COVID vaccine news, many of you have been emailing us good questions about the shots and the vaccines and kind of what we know about it so far. And we had some new breaking news this morning about Moderna, looking very, very positive, Heather.
It is. I mean, I would say half of the good questions I'm getting now are about something about the vaccine or about immunity. So we decided to go through and just list some of the most popular ones. And the first one was, if I've already tested positive and recovered from COVID, can and should I get the vaccine? And the answer to this one, according to the experts that we talked with, is yes. Because as we've talked about, Jason, before, I think this was last week, we talked about immunity. It's not clear how long the immunity lasts once you've had the virus.
Right. So because of that, you may have immunity for
couple
2 months,
right?
4 months.
Yeah, and
maybe forever.
Right.
We don't know. We just don't know.
Exactly, and they need more time to figure that out. So once you're able to get the vaccine, they do recommend you go ahead.
All right, we've been hearing about different manufacturers, different vaccines. Do you get to pick which vaccine you want?
That's a common one too, and the answer to that one is going to be no. The supply at first will be very limited. It may just be one vaccine at the very beginning or 2 vaccines, and the hospitals aren't going to be able to say, oh, I want this one or I don't want this one, and patients aren't going to be able to decide. Probably in some cases, patients won't know which vaccine they're getting.
Got it. All right. And I mean, we're all like amateur epidemiologists now, right?
Yes,
like, well, I really would like the Moderna vaccine.
Right, exactly.
Like,
yes.
I mean, you don't choose when you're getting your flu shot or any of that other stuff. Let's talk about, there is one vaccine where it needs to be stored very cold.
Right.
And some of our viewers have asked, which
this is actually
I understand the question.
Have asked. A lot have asked this one.
Yes, it sort of cracks me up because the answer seems obvious, but I understand where the question is because it's stored so cold.
Right. And
do they inject it that cold?
Exactly. And so we don't think much about vaccines for a long time because you'd go and you get your flu shot. But now all we hear about is vaccines, and all we hear about is this vaccine needs to be stored at negative 94 degrees. And we think, wait, what was that? And no, that's just where it's stored. It then is thawed. A lot of vaccines are stored in cold, not usually that cold, but it will be thawed. So
you're telling me they're not going to inject negative 90 degree stuff into your body?
No.
Okay. We get it. There are a lot of questions.
There are a lot of questions, and there are no bad questions.
Yeah.
So.
Well, there are some bad questions, but that is not one of them. That's a reasonable question. What about the masking? Like after everyone's vaccinated, can we be done?
So this is the tough one. Yes, you still need to wear a mask after you get the shots. In some cases, in some of these vaccines, you're going to need 2 shots. But really, we need to have more community immunity or herd immunity to come in. So we may be wearing masks for a long, long time. It could, but likely, probably at least through the summer and the fall.
All right.
Yeah.
We'll find out. And who gets it first is another thing. You'll hear lots of coverage this week as they're working that out. We hope that it's the people most vulnerable, of course, and our first responders. Right.